Hey guys, what's up? It's Apollo here. Hope you guys are doing well, and I welcome you back to Total War Warhammer. Today we're going to witness a 3 vs 3 subscribers battle replay. Now this is a siege battle on a custom map called Bretonnian Keystone Plaza. Now it's pretty much a square fort. It's got multiple layers. On the outer layer you can actually put troops on top of the wall, which is great for archers, gives them the high ground so they can try to pepper down the attacking foes. Now unfortunately for the troops on the walls, there's a lot of paths the attackers can take which will lead up on top of the wall, which is not good for your archers. You got to make sure they are protected. Now if the defenders start to get overwhelmed, they can fall back to the final stand, which is an inner part, the inner walls of the defense, and that is where they will fight to the death and hope for a miracle. So now looking at the factions that are going to be participating in today's struggle, we'll start with the attackers. We have the Warriors of Chaos. He is fielding 4 units of Chaos Warriors, 2 units of Chaos Warriors with halberds, 2 aspiring champions, 1 Chaos Spawn, which is a monster infantry with infinite morale. For cavalry, he's got the Marauder Horse Masters and 2 units of Chaos Knights, and for his general, he has Archeon the Ever-Chosen. Moving on to his ally, we have the Beastmen, which is my favorite evil faction. They're just so unique. It doesn't get much better than commanding goats on the battlefield. For his infantry, he's got Ungor Spearman Herd with shields, and he has some Gore Herd, which is a axe infantry, dual-wielding axe infantry, and he also has a couple units of Ungor Raiders. Now, for some special units, some heroes and whatnot, he's got 2 units of Gorebold. These guys are amazing. They're melee specialists. They go toe-to-toe with most units, and I just love how they charge into the fight and use their horns. Very fun to watch. So 2 of them, and then for a wizard, a mage, he has the Bray Shaman with the Shadows abilities, and for his general, he's got Morghur the Shadow Grave, which is he's a general that's focused around magic, so he's bringing a lot of magic to the battlefield. For his beast, he has 2 units of the Razor Gored Herd, and he also has a hidden unit on the opposite side of the fort, 2 units of Centaur, which is a very nasty cav force, a shock cav essentially. Let's move on to the final faction, which is the Empire. I'm going to refer to them as the Evil Empire because there's actually 2 Empire armies on the battlefield, one fighting with the defenders and one fighting with the evil attackers. So that's just to avoid confusion, going to call them the Evil Empire. So he's bringing swordsmen mixed in with great swords, which is a nice combo of infantry, and then he has 3 units of handgunners, and for artillery he has a mortar and a Hellstorm rocket battery. For his general, he has Karl Franz on foot. So that's pretty much it for the Empire. Let's now move on to the Defenders, who we've got Bretonnia. Bretonnia has a small but elite force. He has 4 units of Peasant Bowmen ready to defend the walls. They're getting ready to load up some arrows and fire down on the attacker's position. For the rest of his infantry, he's got some Battle Pilgrims. These guys are pretty cool. It's a sword infantry. He's got some silver chevrons on these soldiers, so I'm sure they're going to hold for a decent amount of time. And back here, he's got 2 units of some men-at-arms with a lot of chevrons as well. So he's really trying to buff up the morale. For his general, he's got the king on his flying mount, and he has a paladin on a Pegasus. He also has a couple units of cav. He's got some knights of the realm. So moving on to the Good Empire, he's actually bringing mostly halberdiers. So he's got 2 halberdiers defending the main gate. He's got a couple halberdiers on the walls trying to protect the Bretonnian archers. So 2 units defending this little opening, and he's got another 2 units defending the opening, this little hill ramp over on the other side. The rest of his army, let's see, what has he got? He's actually got some elite cav. He's got the Demi-Griff Knights, which are great at charging in, great shock cav, very, very deadly. And he also has some artillery, so he's got the great cannon in the back reserve watching the main gate, which should put some great suppressing fire. And for his general, he actually just has the generic General of the Empire on a Pegasus. And the last couple units, he has 2 units of handgunners, which are going to give some nice suppressing fire for the halberdiers. Finally, for the final faction, we have the Dwarves, who are bringing a tiny army, but super elite. So he has a couple units of Iron Breakers. One of the units is actually a special Iron Breaker unit, the Norgrimling's Iron Breakers, which I think have Yeah, they've got more troops in one unit. So the standard Iron Breakers have 75. This special one has 90. The rest of his army is actually hanging back in reserve. He's got 3 organ guns, so it's quite obvious that the dwarves are playing more of a support role. And he has some Dragonback Slayers, so another special unit. He actually has quite a bit of special units. And he also has some Hammerers. He's got the Peak Gate Guard Hammerers, another great unit there. More organ guns, which I already said. And he's got another Hammerer unit on the other side. So just, again, all elite troops. So that's it for the army comps. We can go ahead and start the battle. The Bretonnian archers are up on the wall, already putting down some suppressing fires, getting some volleys, trying to get as many kills before they actually attack the main gate. Here comes another volley. Oh, actually, are they falling back already? Oh, okay, so the chaos is just storming on in, going through the main gate. We have the, wait, is that the skirmish cap? Yeah, the Marauder Horsemasters who are just going up the walls. Now, unfortunately yeah, you can go up the walls this way, use this little gatehouse, and that's so unfortunate for Bretonnia, because now the Marauders have a very easy charge into a very vulnerable unit. He's going to throw in some Pilas, some Javelins, and the backs of the Peasant Bowmen. Not sure why he's not charging in. I don't think he realizes that he's got an easy charge to the Bretonnian archers, and the rest of the infantry pouring down, scaling, look at this, scaling the walls. Not on purpose, but that's just how it looks. They're going to charge down with all the Chaos Might. The rest of the Chaos Knights are going up the walls, on top of the walls, I can imagine. Let's actually slow it down here, where you can see we've got a great position of the Empire guns. Well, the position's so good because of that slope right over there, which just makes it an open shot for these gunners, and they don't have to worry about firing the backs of their halberdiers. So the Empire getting closer and closer to charging in. Let's see, here we go. There we go. Oh, it's a little glitchy with the camera. So the chaos. Oh, the friendly fire from the Great Cannon right into the back of the halberds. The 2 units of halberds, poor halberds, trying to hold back a massive wave of Chaos Warriors. If we go on top of the wall, though, finally he's activated his cav, and he's going to be able to cut through these archers like a hot knife through butter. Just move right through them, mow them over. Just keep on pushing. Now the Empire's trying to reposition some halberdiers, try to protect these archers, but it's going to be difficult because he still has to worry about this position right here, which I believe the Beastmen are going to be taking this this path, this hill that leads to the top of the walls. So let's head back over to this fight where the Chaos Knights... Oh, wait, we got some magic going on here. Oh, it just ended, but I don't think it killed anyone there, so it was pretty much a waste of a spell. Now we have the Chaos Spawn. We're going to use their powerful fist of justice, I suppose, swinging and clawing their way through the halberdier defenses, supporting the Chaos Infantry. And now we also have the Evil Empire throwing in their great swords. Oh, is that the artillery? Defending artillery coming in? I believe so. I think that's the Empire Great Cannon. But unfortunately, the Empire's halberdiers are already starting to waver against the flood of Chaos Warriors, Empire Warriors. And this is a nice flank here over on this side. The Beastmen are now closing in, and they're going to do a lot of damage to these Bretonnian bowmen. So unfortunately, Bretonnia's bowmen were pretty much wasted, only getting off a couple volleys. I'm sure most of them have 95% of their ammo, and most of them are dying a terrible death to the infantry of the Beastmen. And then, oh, the Gore Bulls has activated the Gore Bulls. So I think the Chaos Cav has fallen back because of the halberdiers. This is actually let me slow it down. This is what happened. We missed it here a little bit, but he saw the Empire's halberdiers, the good Empire, and he's like, well, you know, obviously I don't want to charge my cav into that. So the Beastmen, such a well-timed just teamwork here, setting up the 2 units of Gore Bulls and his generals at the same time, attacking the other side of the flank of the Empire defense. So just like that, in a matter of seconds, able to overwhelm the defenders on the walls. And oh, I love it. I love it. Just rolls into the... That's just so awesome. That, again, my favorite thing about Warhammer is it's got to be the animations. And that was a fantastic little front roll. Oh, there you go. Use the horns. Clear the way. I definitely got to play more Beastmen because they're just so awesome. Just a beautiful rush army that just have devastating power. So yeah, the poor The poor bowmen are getting rounded up, circled, surrounded, and cut down like cattle. And the rest of the Empire is starting to break. Let's see what's going on in the battlefield. Oh, the floodgates have certainly opened. The Iron Breakers now using their explosive charges, trying to soften the invaders, and they're going to full-on charge these great statues who are watching over the... Actually, what are those? Some elves? Why is there elven statues? We got more magic coming down. Oh, man, it's really disrupting the back reserves for the defenders. You got to feel sorry if you're... Oh, my God, they just burst. Look at that. Their bodies just cut in half. Oh, man, you guys are the lucky ones able to get back from that magic spell. Let's watch the evil Empire pour on through. Now taking on the Iron Breakers. The Iron Breakers holding their ground, mixed in with the Battle Pilgrims, who are going to try to hold the fort here. But things are looking pretty rough for the defenders. It's not been a great battle so far. Let's slow down this fight and see exactly what's going on here, and see if the defenders have any chance of coming back. So they still have all their generals. They've got a lot of flying units. They still have a lot of their army too. If we look at the numbers here, allied troops, well, actually, they've lost a ton. My God, they've lost almost 1,000 troops already. For the attackers, they've only lost about 400. So that's a big change. Now, to be fair, most of the troops the defenders have lost were pretty much lower end troops like archers. But they did lose a couple halberdier units, which is not a good sign. So the Chaos Spawn swinging their arms around. That's how I fought when I was like, 6 years old, fighting my brother. Just twirling my arms around. That's awesome. And then over in the center, we've got more Battle Pilgrims. Let's see what's going up on the walls, because we do have some pretty exciting stuff up here. Most of the cav from both factions, from the Beastmen and the Warriors of Chaos, are mobilizing. We do have some, what are these? The Knights of the Realm. They're going to try to defend the walls. Amazingly enough, we've got a massive cav battle on top of walls. Only in Warhammer will you see that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you can actually go through here. So pretty soon you're going to see some magic from the attackers going through stone walls. Where are they? Come on. There they come. Out of nowhere. Oh, and we're going to miss it. My goodness. Yeah, the camera does not like that tower. So, yeah, the Bretonnian Knights, they're going to try to pin these guys down, try to contain them, but there's no way they're going to be able to compete against those Gore Bulls, who are doing an excellent job of just, yeah, ripping through those Knights. So it's just too much for the Grail Knights. They're only really buying time for the troops on the ground. Yep, okay, so the evil Empire able to break through most of the Dwarven defenses. Actually falling back his Iron Breakers. Now he's going to commit them back up. So I wonder if he's going to stand his ground or completely fall back. It looks like he's going to go back and stand his ground. The Empire Mortar softening them up before they actually initially charge. That's very unfortunate to see. That might hurt the morale of the Iron Breakers. Unless they have infinite morale, which I don't think so. I could be mistaken, but it's definitely going to hurt their numbers regardless. So they're heavily outnumbered, taking on a Shaman, taking on Beastmen, and the Great Swords. And another just precision there from the Mortar of the Empire, really softening up the defenders. That's pretty tragic. They've got to look out for that artillery. Over on the other side, we've got the Men-at-Arms with their small little swords fighting the great Warriors of Chaos, the aspiring champions. Not a good situation for Bretonnia either. They also have their Battle Pilgrims, who are doing a pretty good job. They still have healthy numbers. They're confident. They might be able to go toe-to-toe with the aspiring champions. Well, actually, never mind. I was going to say they might be able to beat them with the Men-at-Arms, but the Men-at-Arms are falling back to try to hold the center and support the center, where we have the evil Empire sending in some swordsmen, which are very tired. They are wavering, so they might actually be able to beat... Oh, they're actually a little bit of a chain route from the attackers. Iron Breakers surrounded. We have the artillery that is actually pretty close to the front line. This is not good. Bretonnia might be able to make a push here and attack this artillery. We've got... Is that Carl? Carl Franz breaking from the battlefield. So the defenders are starting to turn this one around a little bit. Some very huge victories there. Chain routing the enemy, breaking their general, and now they're able to close in on this artillery, but the Warriors of Chaos are trying to protect it because you don't want to lose this artillery. Vitally important, but the Dwarves They're deep. Look at that. Got iron breakers deep in enemy lines. Now we have a special hero. I forgot to show you him during the army comp phase, but it's King Lewin Ironhammer. He's now going to support his dwarves on taking out the Empire's artillery. So this is just not a good situation for the Empire or the attackers. Pretty amazing how the Bretonnian infantry able to push back this massive horde of Chaos Warriors and Empire troops and Beastmen, and now able to cut up the artillery crew of the Empire. That's a huge victory for the defenders. Now, are they going to be able to hold back? It doesn't seem like it, especially with the Beastmen throwing in their reinforcements, able to charge down this hill after winning on the hill. Or on the walls, excuse me. There you have it. another front roll there. I love that. It's just so awesome. Now, this is a big issue. The balance of power still in favor of the attackers. Let's actually slow it down here. So the balance of power in favor of the attackers. The enemy troops have 1,600, and the defenders only have 489. Most of those troops are dwarves. It's really up to the dwarves to defend the final stand here. The Empire is falling back some troops. He's getting his great cannon out of there, so it's not like it's just the dwarves. So there's still hope there. Also, we have some generals back here. So we've got a general of the Empire. So again, they still have some flying troops that, aerial troops that are going to really support the cause here and help defend this base. Also, let us not forget, Bretonnia still has their king and their paladin with full health. And they've seen a lot of action. I think they were harassing some of the archers back in reserve. You can see some dead troops over here. I believe these were archers, but it doesn't matter now because they are now dead and they're falling back. And we actually have a cav charge here. Check this out, guys. This is going to be a legendary charge into the hammerers. A beautiful charge there, and now we've got a counter charge from the Demigryph Knights. I completely forgot about the Demigryph Knights arriving precisely when they mean to try to turn this battle around. And let us not forget, we have nightmares in the sky, at least for the Centaur Cav, and the Gore Bulls are now charging in as well. Oh God, that's going to be a problem. They need that general. Is he coming over? He's trying. It looks like the map is causing him some issues. There he goes. He's flying over. Thank goodness. So the Centaurs are actually going to fall back. Let's see if they're going to get another cycle charge. We've got a lot of troops. Oh my God, look at this. Look at how the Hammerers just destroyed that Cav unit. And now the Gore Bulls are in trouble, surrounded by very elite troops and multiple heroes and generals. They might want to try to fall them back. They still have solid health and morale, but they need some support here, or these Gore Bulls are going to get chewed up and kicked out. Oh, nice. Just keep doing front flips like that. Beautiful. And here comes the king. The artillery firing at the backs of the retreating troops. Beautiful. And yes, here goes the charge. And they're now breaking the Gore Bulls. And that's going to be the end of the road for them. The Demigryph Knights stopping them in their tracks, which is great to see because it felt like they were unstoppable at this point of the battle. Now, the attackers are focusing all of their infantry over to this one side. Even the Chaos Knights are coming over to this side. We have the Archeon, the Ever-Chosen, all the generals focusing all their power again on this side. Now, I don't know if it's because they can't get through this. I don't know if this is just cosmetic or they can actually run through it. Based on the Dwarven defenses, it appears that they can because he's worried about defending it. But I don't know. It seems strange to me that they're not sending any troops this way. So it's got to be blocked. I don't think they can go that way. So they've got to go around the flank, and that's probably why they're focusing all of their attention on this side. So if we look at what's left of the Beastmen, he's got Ungor Spearmen, Archers, which is great. He's sending up the Archers first. It's a bit of a cannon fodder type troop. They're going to absorb most of that artillery and the bullets, or the musket fire from the handgunners of the Empire. Let's see the damage here, though, once they get in range. Oh, no, the artillery is actually going for the back lines. They know better. They know better not to go for the archers, because why waste ammo on such a cheap unit which they can kill with just handgunners? Alright, here we go. They're actually getting really close, guys. Are they gonna fire? I guess, yeah, let's see, here they go. Oh, we got another spell, but he did not use it in the correct location. It's not getting anyone. These handgunners are safe from that. And, oh, jeez. Okay, so the Ungor Raiders able to get a couple volleys. What are they getting shot from, though? It definitely... Wait, what was that? Because that wasn't handgunner, was it? Was that handgunner ammo going into their... I don't know. But here comes a charge from the Ungor Spearmen right into the Hammerers. Yes, nice. The Hammerers are going to smash their skulls in. Beautiful, beautiful. Here comes another charge. We got Ungor Spearmen. They're going to try to support, but they already have... The first unit charging in already is wavering. Extra support. These Hammerers, they're a tough unit to crack. They need to send in more. Maybe use some spells. Do something here to break through the ranks. But again, once you break through these Hammerers, I think it's easy sailing for the attackers. Looking at the kills now, 377 men left. We've got 1,100 for the attackers. But at this stage of the battle, I would say the attackers' morale is very iffy. Like, they could just get a chain route at any moment. They've got to keep their generals alive, because the defenders definitely have an advantage in that respect of having all the generals still alive. Oh, here's the general lord, another generic lord. That's their, the dwarven general. Actually going toe-to-toe. What a legend. Morghur, the Shadowgrave. Wow, what a hero. I would not want to fight that beastly chaos, half chaos, whatever, just creature. And now we've got some cav support from the Demigryph Knights, and that one charge from the Demigryph Knights instantly breaks chain routes. Chaos and Beastmen. Now we also have the General of the Empire flying in, telling these warriors what for. And let's see, what do we have here? We've got, yeah, Morghur, the Shadowgrave still in the front lines. We got some Dragonback Slayers now supporting the Hammerers, and the balance of power is dead even at this point. But the difference in kills is drastically changing, where we have 363 defenders and now just 897 attackers, and in dropping. So the Dragon Slayers should do a pretty good job against this huge infantry. Beautiful fight so far. And look at the massive chain route. You know, the evil Empire troops, seeing all these troops fall back, they're like, oh god, what do they got up there? They're seeing the Gore herd just be like, fall back, it's death up there. We're not gonna win. Bringing shame to the Chaos Gods, and no honor to the Beastman way of life. Leaving the general all behind. The Emperor, now look at that, they're tag teaming. Morghur, the Shadowgrave, he's trying to fall back, getting back to his men, but the morale is just hanging on by a thread, and that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be the game changer right there. And the Empire, look at their troops, they're very tired. They've been running for a very long time. This unit right here, the handgunners are exhausted. They are not going to be able to fight effectively in this battle. See, the great swords, come on. Great swords, I guess they're going to clump up a little bit, then charge in as one giant mass. They're tired. He's using some spells. He's got some vision on him, which gives him plus 16 leadership and melee attack, plus 34 melee attack. Come on, go in, commit. What is he doing? He's just buying time for the enemy skirmishers to soften up his troops. There he goes, the great swords charging in. The Slayers are going to stand their ground against two units of great swords. Are the Hammerers going to come in? No, the Hammerers are going to sit back and rest up a little bit. I like that. Using reserves to keep his troops fresh. There's, oh, decapitation going on left and right. You know how CA likes their decapitation. Awesome. Oh, and here comes the general. Now he's trying to assassinate the general. He's like, dang it. I'm having the worst day. You will not believe. First my army breaks, and then we got Pegasus charging into me. Alright, so he's gonna try to support and try to take. Oh no, he's gonna spawn some chaos spawn. Get it? Spawn some chaos spawn. So that's another magic ability trying to beef up the front lines. The chaos spawn going for the hammerers. Oh, the handgunner softening them up. We got Demigryph Knights back there. He might need to charge them in. We got the other unit of hammerers now from the other side over here supporting this main line. So the defenders have concentrated all of their forces on this flank, which makes sense. The chaos spawn is dropping pretty quickly. Oh yeah, these hammerers just so good at bashing in skulls. And the Empire, massive break from the Empire. There's only 10 seconds left in this battle replay. I think it's safe to say who's going to win this one. The defenders are going to hang on for dear life. They had a very shaky start to this one where they lost on the walls. Their archers cut down so quickly because there's so many different paths the attackers could take to attack those walls. But yeah, that was the death of them, of the archers. And the attackers started to get overwhelmed at the gate, but they're able to somewhat push back and kill the Empire's artillery, which was, I think, at that moment the game changer, because if they still had that artillery, all they would have to do is sit back and bombard the defenders, because that dwarven artillery doesn't have as good as of a range, the organ guns, compared to the great cannon. Now they still had the great cannon here, so they still had some options of defense, but still that was a huge moment. And then of course the defenders, they fell back and were able to hold their ground, and that pretty much wraps up the battle. So let's end the replay and look at the stats here. Or finally, we can look at the other all the kills. The dwarves getting tons of kills. The Empire not doing great with the halberdiers, but did all right with the artillery. And the Demigryph Knights, again, not getting tons of kills, but they got quality kills. And the handgunners doing pretty well. The Bretonnia, their infantry held their own at that main gate. Their Knights, though, didn't get a lot of kills. They really suffered against the enemy cav. Over here, the evil Empire, the great swords did pretty well. The gunners did not so great. But his artillery, well, his mortar did pretty solid. Then we have Sly Bacon here. Sly Bacon, he did I think, just pretty balanced kills from everyone. His Gore Herd, again, that solid infantry, did pretty well. And then we have the Negative Nerd, who did pretty good with his cav. 71, great job there. Now, this was sent in by Armored Moray, so thank you so much for the battle replay, man. Really enjoyed this one. Really great fun, very close fight, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next epic battle.